Hey guys, Dan here. Today we are doing an unboxing of the Canon 100-400 f4.5 to 5.6 LIS version 2. Now, the first version of this lens was around for about 13 years, I think. Incredibly popular lens for Canon. And I actually haven't owned one of these before, neither the second version or the first version, so this is kind of interesting. I just took delivery of the lens today. I haven't opened this box yet. Retail on this at the moment, at the time that I'm making this video at least, is $2,600 for this. So this is not a cheap lens, but it's been getting rave reviews, so I'm really excited to use it. Let's open her up and see what's inside. Now, for a long time, I used a 70-200, various versions of that. Then I used Canon's excellent little 70-300 f4 5.6 LIS. And I really enjoyed that lens, and I was kind of sad to see it go when I made room for this lens, but this has just been getting such good reviews that I had to check it out. So let's have a look and see what we've got. We've got one of these cases. This is what the 70-200 2.8s come in as well, so this is a difference from the smaller 70-300 where you don't get this case. So you can imagine, pretty well packed. We've got a little strap, I think that's just for this case. Don't need that. And, all right, put that aside. I'm not expecting any particular surprises from this unboxing, but I'm gonna do it, so you guys might as well watch. Let's just take this out. First of all, we've got the lens hood. Now, actually, there's something which, boy, this is really well packed. Something interesting and new for Canon lenses, actually, we can have a quick look at on this lens hood. And that is, right here, this little hole that's on the side, this little flap that you can open up. And that is so that you can adjust a polarizing filter, a circular polarizing filter. When it's on the front of the lens, you can now adjust it through this hole instead of having to remove the lens cap. So I really hope this is a feature that Canon passes down to basically all of its other lenses, where you've got this taller lens shade like this. I think that's great. Really cool. All right. So here we are. It's actually very similar. My first impression of it is very similar in size and weight to a 70-200 f2.8. Now, off the top of my head, I don't actually know if that's true in terms of weight and length, but just that's my initial impression, just taking it out like this. So it's pretty heavy. Let's have a look. It's a wonderful looking lens. What's different about this from the first version is that the first version of this 100-400 had the now famous push-pull zoom design, which people call the dust pump. It used to suck in dust, whereas this second version here has actually a very nice zoom action to it. So we've got a regular zoom action. And another unique, at least at this time, feature to this lens is we have this ring here which says smooth to tight. I don't know how easily you can see that on there, but it actually allows us to adjust, I guess, the feel of the zoom. So yeah, much tighter when I do that. That's interesting feature. I'm not sure how useful that's going to be. I have a feeling I'm going to leave it at one setting for the whole of its life, but we'll see. Maybe that'll come in handy for something I haven't thought of. The focus ring is closest to the camera body on this lens. And then on the side here, we've got we've got the autofocus, manual focus switch, a switch here to limit the range of the autofocus from full and then from 3 meters to infinity. Stabilizer on, off, and then we've got stabilization modes 1, 2, and 3. So yeah, this is a great looking lens. You know what? I'm going to show you something here. Another interesting feature about this is we've got the lens collar with this lens. Rotates around, very nice. But we have a removable foot on the bottom, which is great if you want to travel with the lens. It just makes it fit into your camera bag. It's actually kind of fiddly. This is obviously the first time I'm taking this off. It's kind of fiddly to unscrew this. Perhaps I'm doing that wrong. I guess it's spring-loaded there, so you have to pull it down. Okay, spring-loaded. So you can take this foot off, excuse me, and that's a much easier shape to pack into your bag. But I'm going to do one thing here. I actually purchased this, which is a replacement foot from Really Right Stuff. I use Really Right Stuff ball heads and quick release clamps on all my tripods, so it makes sense to have their dedicated foot, which has the Arca Swiss standard dovetail on there. So what I'm going to do real quick is just install this. So this installs, and I'll put a link to this product in the YouTube video description. This installs just with a screw on the bottom really quickly. Let's tighten this up. There we go. So now I've got the third-party plate on there, dovetail built into it, really easy for me to put on a monopod or a tripod like that. So let's pop the lens shade on here. Let's have a look at the whole thing together. Now I'm actually going to be using this mostly with the 7D Mark II, which is a camera I've been using a lot this year since it came out, and I've been really rather impressed with it. I didn't like the first version of the 7D. I didn't think the images were all that great, but the 7D Mark II has actually been impressing me. So here is the 7D Mark II with the BGE16 battery grip. Let's just pop this on the camera because this is a great combination with the APS-C sized sensor. This combination right here gives me an incredible frame rate, an amazing autofocus system, and a reach of 160 to 640 millimeters. So that's a pretty amazing reach, actually. If I take this off here, we can kind of see the whole size of this package. 640 millimeter equivalent in a little package like this. That's really rather impressive. So it's not a light setup, that's for sure, but it feels quite well balanced because with the grip on here, yeah, it kind of balances out the heavy front of the lens there. So there you go, guys. That is an unboxing of the new 100 to 400 f4.5 to 5.6. I will most certainly be talking more about this lens combination and doing a review of it, so I'll add the link to that below this video when that comes up. And please subscribe to this channel.